I'll, I'll just use the flashlight and be
Okay.
the Halloween type.
Lights, camera, action.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna start recording.
Yeah, I think the first thing that I'd like to do is I'd like to make sure that I have the correct people with the correct things, and I have one question with regard to what we're going to put into the Expo committee programs. And that is, there are several places where we're still talking about the silent auction. And I have kind of mixed feelings about us including it in materials if those materials are going to be provided in advance of the conference, because then we're basically advertising that we will have a silent auction, which we're not going to have. If these are things that we're going to be handing out at the event, and this is recognition for their work through the year on the silent auction, but with the understanding that this year we're not having it,
It's the latter.
that's fine.
No,
It's the latter. Okay. Okay, very good.
I just listed all the committee members, whether they did anything or not, and I can delete whatever you want.
Okay, that's great. I have Debbie Hathaway down, but she's as being involved in the awards committee, and but I don't show her. I show Ray and Peter as awards committee on your list.
Hathaway's got it.
Hathaway's got it. Right. Okay. I'll make sure
She has all the
that I
awards.
have that.
I brought them over to her at one of the meetings.
Okay, very good. Thank you. That's what I understood. I just want to make sure I had that right.
But there isn't
Okay,
much this year, is there?
What?
There isn't much in terms of awards this year since we're not having a non-competitive.
Basically one.
Hmm?
So, but that doesn't mean that we still didn't have an awards committee. So we want to recognize that.
Okay, so
Other than that,
Debbie Hathaway goes to
Yep.
award.
Yes, yes.
All right, and Ray
Yeah.
and Peter.
Debbie
dropped off.
Hathaway goes to awards.
And
yes.
Ray and Peter are dropped off.
Yes.
Of awards, yes.
Okay.
Ray's still on exhibits and Peter's on several things. So we're still good there. And you have Bob Hathaway and Diana Davis on cachet and cachet art. So
Right.
I think that otherwise, I think we've covered for all of the different people, including the silent auction, which unfortunately we won't have. I did have one other question.
You got Karen on
Which is,
you have Karen on the chance board. She's here.
yes, we do.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and I have that, we have that listed. I did have a question with regard to the 2019-2020 MCSE officers and directors. I had understood that the Expo chair was an ex officio member of that.
I also, so it's always been that way. I can put you in.
Okay, because it's not currently listed that way. But if you can add me, that would be fine. Thank you. Not that I need any additional duties. Otherwise, I think this is. Otherwise, I think that what you sent me, Stanley, is great.
Okay. How about acknowledgement? You want any changes?
I'm sorry, what?
The acknowledgement section. Do you want any changes?
In the acknowledgements section, acknowledgements. Yeah, I think the acknowledgements section is good, although I understand that OPS is not going to be able to be there. Is that right?
Drop them off.
Yeah, so let's drop them off.
Okay, and the other thing is on Saturday, November 14th, the TPA meeting.
Yes. Saturday on the TPA meeting, that's before everything else opens. Well, yeah, it's the first hour. So 9 to 10, we just need to make sure that they check in with registration. So, yep.
Did you get Tom's email about the problem?
Tom's email about what?
About the TPA meeting problem?
No.
Jonathan Topper's the president, and he's a dealer, and he'll be at his table. So,
Yeah, well, see, I had originally structured it so that it would be that they would come in ahead of us opening and be there from 8 to 9. That's what we did last year.
okay, I'll change
So
it.
I wasn't okay, good. 'Cause it wasn't supposed to be a conflict.
Got it.
We'll be there at 7 or shortly thereafter. So they won't be unsupervised.
Okay, got it. Program's ready to go.
Okay, great. I can give a quick update on the things that I have received confirmation of our membership in the antiques and collectibles, which is necessary for us having the insurance, and I have confirmation of the insurance, including a copy of the actual insurance agreement. So we are good with those, which are necessary to us being open. Beyond that, I'd already reported previously on where we stood with regard to us not having a postal chaos this year because the post office is not allowed to have one because of the COVID. So, which is unfortunate, but I can understand how they could have a nationwide restriction that doesn't take our circumstances into account. That's very narrow-minded of them, but I can understand that. Hopefully we'll be able to deal with that. We'll have them back next year. Beyond that, I don't know of any other items that I have specifically open, but I'd hear from my committee chairs and see if there's anything else that they need help with or before we have before we're actually on site and live.
Well, there's one thing I'd like to make sure we do, and that is I bowl, and we got several people that just cover their mouths and not their nose. I think we got to make sure that these people understand that the nose has got to be covered too at all times.
Yes.
Yes, I think that we can also have some signage that shows that.
Okay.
Are we going to deal with a thermometer of any sort or not?
No, we talked with the conference center people, and none of the groups they posted are doing that, and they're not required to do it. So for us, it would just create a bottleneck and a problem. So we're not gonna be doing that. That being said, we do want to make sure that people exercise what precautions they can. We don't want to be part of the responsible for having to do contact tracing after the event.
Absolutely.
Okay. So is there anything that we need to be concerned about with regard to silent auction collecting for next year? Will we have somebody, well, any of us, I suppose, could take custody of it, but do we want to have some particular point person? Because in the past, we've had people who've come in and said, here, and want to have a way of accepting the donation.
Well, I'm willing to do that as part of the beginners and also as part of the committee on the silent auction, so I can accept them on behalf of both areas if necessary.
Okay, Skip, I appreciate that. It's usually a one or twosie kind of thing. It's not a floodgate of those kind of things, but it'd just be good for us all to know who to point them to. So thank you, Skip.
No problem.
Are there any items that are pending, Peter, in the publicity area that we actually have any control over?
Well, as with last year, we had a problem with Lynn's again. Apparently, they were moving their offices right around the time when I placed the ad in August. And for some reason, the order got lost. All I got was your credit card so-and-so will be charged, etc. And thought it was good for, I think, the 5 weeks that I'd ordered this time, not the 8 like usual. And, you know, my own copy of Lynn's is like 2 or 3 weeks behind. I mean, as far as me physically getting it, I don't really like reading the online version. And, you know, when the issue came that was supposed to have had it in it, wasn't there. In fact, 2 other issues that come out with it not in there. I had Back on the Horn this time, and they kind of explained that stuff got lost in their office move off of whatever system or credit card processor. In any case, you know, I called just in the nick of time to get it in, I think, for either 2 or 3 weeks, 3 weeks, I think. So I just checked online and let me see here. Oh, host disabled participant screen sharing. Anyway, I could show you the online issue that shows our ad, and they graciously gave us free yellow highlighting on our show instead of having to pay extra, which, you know, I'm glad they did, but not that there's many shows showing, but at least we have it. So I haven't even gotten this issue of Lynn's yet. It's the November 9th issue of Lynn's, which is apparently already out. So that's the first one that I think has it in it. So, or maybe there was a November 2nd issue, which I have not gotten yet either. So, you know, I have to check online to see what's actually available, but at least we have some minor publicity there with, you know, 2 or 3 listings worth right before the show. And I've submitted the show info to the Dallas Morning News. Now, they no longer have an online method of do-it-yourself listings for events. You have to email, I think, the editor at Guide Live or whatever it is, somewhere at the Dallas Morning News for the weekend guide, and then they'll list it on the website. And maybe if we're lucky that Friday morning, they'll have it in the weekend guide, which we won't find out. I did send a separate message off to that editor and say, well, we'd greatly appreciate it if, you know, our show could be listed in the to-do section on Friday for that weekend. So we'll find out. I never got a response back. I may want to have to try to call that person just to see, because they list all sorts of stuff there. I've seen them list coin shows and other to-do events, especially ours, which is free, you know. So we'll see. And I saw it, I think, in the AP. I'm not sure if I saw it in the APS. I saw it in 1 or 2 other publications. Oh, the ATA. I think I saw it in that publication listed. So, you know, I'm trying to get it out where I can. I loaded it on whofish.org, which, you know, says they have 1,600 subscribers in Grapevine alone. It's just
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, Whofish, which I never heard of up until like 5 years ago, apparently is just a website where people can list all sorts of stuff from, you know, rodeos in San Antonio to coin shows in Grapevine and, you know, us and so on. And they're free listings. Of course, they're going to try to sell you on a mailing list service and to get the word out to, you know, a lot of people. But the basic listing is free if you're a nonprofit. So,
Peter, it is in that 1109 issue of Lynn's.
yeah, I have it up on my screen, but I can't share it because he won't let me.
Oh. So,
And it's on my browser, so I don't know. I've never used screen share, so.
you try it now if you want.
Oops. Oh,
Yep.
so
There you go.
you can see it. It's in there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
there it is.
After that would be 1116 issue, and then I'm not sure how they're doing it. So anyway, it is in there. It is highlighted in yellow for free this time, and as you can tell, not a whole lot of shows, but at least we're in there.
Oh, great. I appreciate that.
Scott English was logged on to our Granbury meeting the other night, and he seemed to be impressed that we were going ahead with the show, so he knew about it.
Oh, that's good.
That's a good thing.
How do you unshare the
There
screen?
should be I think there's an icon in the upper right up there. You can probably unshare that.
Well, it minimized my whole Zoom thing on my other screen here. Oh, jeez.
Come on,
Okay.
Well,
Um,
we'll disable
on
it for
publicity-
my screen sharing is paused. Okay, so.
On publicity,
And
hello?
yeah, any other thing for publicity before I move on to the next?
Yeah, I had been asked to give a talk to the Lone Star Aero Club about 3 weeks ago. And at the end of that, I gave a big push for the show. And they followed up and asked, they want to know if the stuff I was showing might be exhibited soon. And I said, yeah, and come on out to the Grapevine Convention Center, date and all that. So they even publicized it after that. So got some extra there.
Great. We hope they show up.
Yeah, some of them wanted to see the exhibit.
Oh, very good. Judy, can you give us an update on funds received and where we stand?
Okay. Just give me a second here.
Sure.
Tom sent me the last of the checks the other day, and I'll deposit them next week. Okay. All right. I can give you. Come on. All right. The Expo has, at this moment, has $7,264.53, but I've got about another 1,000 to deposit in there.
Okay.
We're really about where we should be at this point.
Okay, great. Very good. Well, is there anyone else who has anything more they would like to add at this point?
Yes. Ralph,
Thank you.
Steve Taylor has rented a cabinet. He's
So that means 2 cabinets, or that's still the one?
2 cabinets.
2. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but his the map for his location on Station 3 has an 8-foot table in the back. We need to change that to a 6-foot table.
Okay. Probably could do that Thursday night when we show up. If
Okay. I just wanted to let you know that John will have to swap that table out.
Okay. Very good. Do you have I don't know if I have a diagram that has the correct numbering on it. So otherwise I could follow up with John, or we can do that offline, Stanley. I'm taking all of Thursday off so I can get there well ahead and make sure that those things are taken care of.
All right. Yeah, I should put that on your to-do list.
Yes. I appreciate also the fact that we sold the other cabinet, because that's
Yes.
I also have
additional revenue.
I have the keys to the cabinets.
Oh, that's even better. Okay.
Let me check.
And just a reminder, Ralph,
Yes, I have the keys.
Okay, so this is dealer location number what?
3.
Number 3. Okay.
Yeah, and Right now, there's an 8-foot back table and we need to put a 6-foot in so we can put a cabinet in there.
Okay.
It's been so long, I can't
Okay, so
remember
I've,
where we're meeting and when, Thursday night.
well, Thursday afternoon, 3 or 4-ish, right? That we're going to be meeting for barbecue, is that right?
Right.
Okay, the usual place. And then at no later than 5 o'clock, we want to be starting to get things opened and organized at the Grapevine Convention Center.
Okay, so you plan on showing about
And then we have to be out of there by 9.
3 o'clock or 3:30?
3:30. 3:30 is Spring Creek.
3:30?
Yeah.
Okay,
3:30
3:30 Spring Creek.
Okay,
All right.
Hi. Just fine, Martin. I hope your post is in there.
Okay.
Okay.
Stanley, anything else?
No, that was it.
Okay. Again, I want to thank Rick for hosting this. And if anything comes up between now and then, best is to text me on my cell phone. That gets priority over any other means of communication. And if you email me, if it's urgent, email me at my business email, which is rpoore@pcissc.org, because I could receive your emails at my personal email address, but AT&T changed something in the way they do authentication, and it has made it impossible for me to send from my personal account. And it's been weeks and I've still not been able to get any satisfactory fix to that.
That really,
So that's not pleasant.
no.
Anyway,
Okay, and Ralph, your cell number is 817-235-8472.
absolutely.
All
Yes.
right, all right.
Also, Ralph, I want to make a suggestion that if you really need to get back with anybody and you can't do it in person, I'm available to run these Zoom meetings for you anytime. So
Thank you.
if you need an ad hoc meeting, on the fly, just give me a call, let me know, and we'll set the time up.
Okay, well, I may have to have a follow-up with and make sure that Evan is that he was successful, because I haven't heard back from him since we had our last meeting where he agreed to do that kind of stuff. I just want to close the loop on that.
Yeah.
And if there isn't anything else, then I guess we're good to go and we'll see each other in person.
Yes,
All right.
all right.
take care, everybody, stay safe.
All right.
Like a winner.
All
Thank
right,
you.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
All right.
Have a good
Good
one.
night.
Good night.
Whoa.